I have written a book called Reconciliation. I am trying to reconcile the various opposites that we see in the world. And so I'll just read you a chapter from this book. It's entitled The God They Gave Us. We are told God is love. What he did with Adam does not speak of love. Rather, it speaks of anger. Adam chose death, and God punished him by throwing him out of the garden. The ground was also cursed. Eve was burdened with pain in childbirth. We are told, love is patient and kind, not jealous or boastful, arrogant or rude, does not insist on its own way, not irritable or resentful. It bears, believes, hopes, and endures all things. Yet we are told that if we do not use our freedom of choice to love and serve God, He is going to burn us in fire. This God that is presented to us does not fit in with the qualities of love set out in the Bible. Next, God is presented in the likeness of a human, having hands, feet, eyes, and emotion. We were told that God is a spirit, that He created all things. How could God be like a human? All things were created out of no thing. Therefore, God could not be a thing. We are told God is going to destroy the earth and also the heavens and give us new ones. This would seem to suggest that the existing ones were not built properly. If this is so, it speaks to the inefficiency of this God as a creator. If God has feelings, then we have to be very careful not to hurt His feelings. A God who hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he could punish him more seemed to be a sadistic God. A God who is more concerned with one nation, Israel, to the detriment of the other nations whom He had created, is a God who seems to exercise rulership with partiality. A God who delights in war. This can be seen in the instructions given to the children of Israel on their march to the promised land. I might be told that God's ways are past finding out, and that I should not inquire into God's business. My answer to that is that God gave me a mind and freedom to choose and to think. Then He instructs us to seek knowledge and understanding, and if we lack wisdom, to ask Him. Out from all these thoughts come the question, who is God? Where does He live? What is His agenda for creating us? If it was to praise and worship Him, then why not just make us that way? Why give us freedom of choice and ability to think? When man makes a car, it is an expression of his ingenuity. It is to take him where he wants to go. When he paints a picture, it's an expression of his sense of beauty and to bring him appreciation from admirers. Why is man created and given so much freedom and ability to do anything he desires? And yet there is one thing God wants him to do, and he's not doing it. Has God made a mistake? Seems so. If it was me, I would have made man with one instinct, only to praise and worship me. God made a covenant with some humans from the human family. Then down the line, He made a new covenant. Seemed as if He did not consider the proper terms, conditions, and purpose of the first, so He had to make a new one. This God which we are given committed one of the strangest acts imaginable. He told man to be fruitful and multiply. We should love others as we love ourselves. We should not covet our neighbor's wife or their goods. Yet we see him taking Joseph's wife to be Mary and getting her pregnant and forcing Joseph to marry her. Were there not righteous young virgins who were not engaged? This is a very important question. There's another question to be asked. The things we read about in the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, did they take place here on earth or in some spiritual realm? Was Adam and Eve humans? Is the Garden of Eden a place on the earth? Was a snake a earthly creature? Was the trees of the knowledge of good and evil and of life natural trees? Where is the garden now? When Cain killed Abel, he went to Nod. Who named that place Nod? What sort of people were living there? Why did God not accept Cain's offering? It was what he had, because he was a farmer. How did God speak with Abraham, Jacob, Moses, Aaron, Joshua, Samuel, and all the prophets? Where was Enoch taken to? What became of Moses, Elijah, and Jesus' body? What power did Elisha's bones have to cause a dead man to come to life? Elijah and Jesus went up into the sky. Where were they taken? Were they taken to heaven? Why is there two accounts of creation? God is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, meaning he knows everything, he is everywhere, and he is all-powerful. Then how could a creation of his offer challenge to him and his purposes, as it is alleged Satan did? Did God not know that he would eat the fruit? Did he not know Adam needed a mate? Something stinks to the high heavens. Are we told the truth? This God that is presented to us acts in a variety of unreasonable ways. I wonder if this God is created by the principalities and powers, the rulers of darkness in high places, to control mankind or a certain section of mankind. There are so much supposed servants of God on earth, all working to build God's kingdom with money and labor taken from the poor masses of humanity. It seems as if this God is not able to successfully carry out his purpose unless supported by humans. This God made a beautiful garden. No one knows where it is. He had a tabernacle made by a man for him to rest in when he visited his people. It cannot be found. He acts like a human by going to war against Satan in his home, heaven. He has one child that he fathered, Jesus. Yet we are told we are all his children. Yet we are not Jesus' brothers. Instead, we are to follow him as teacher. All these questions has led me to write this book called Reconciliation. It will be a reconciliation of the opposites. This is my first presentation. More to follow.